What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a bunch of new red Digimon cards to talk about from BT8, including a new Gammamon, and I need to give a bit of an apology to Gammamon. You see, I'm becoming a bit of a fan. It's a new Digimon. I picked up a magazine with a promo, the first ever card that had been released of it, and I've been calling it Gammamon for like the whole time. But Gammon's what you eat for Sunday roast. It's Gammamon, and when you say it, it's very similar, but when you write it on a screen with an N on, it's not even close. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I have learned my lesson, and thank you to the lovely people who corrected me. So, we're not going to start there. We're actually going to start with Gammamon here, who is a brand new red Digitama we've never seen before, but come on, it's blatantly the Digitama that digivolves into Gammamon. So, what have we actually got? Well, being a Digitama, we have just a single skill, which is an inheritable skill, obviously. And when you are attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has 6,000 power or more, draw a card. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I mean, bearing in mind, one of the things that Red does so well is boost power. That's one of like their special skills. It's one of the things they've always been pretty good at doing. So I like it, ladies and gentlemen. I like it quite a bit. And let's not forget that the Gammamon we looked at yesterday, the one from that promo pack, if you've got Amanakawa Hero in play, this Digimon gains 2,000 power. So you actually only need to be starting with 4,000 power, which is even easier again. So this seems pretty cool. This seems like you're going to be drawing a card a lot. And we see Digitama that draw cards, and there's always some kind of catch. There's always a reason why it's not quite that easy, and you got to work for it a little bit. And there is again here. This is not a guaranteed draw one card when you attack. But I think of all of the ones we've seen, this might be one of the easier to actually get rolling. I like this. If I want to make a Gammamon deck, and I think I do, I love having this as a little bit of extra draw power. This makes me really happy. It's also interesting because the majority of Digitama end up being very specialized for a pretty specific kind of deck. That is not the case here. This will fit into basically any red deck whatsoever. It is definitely one of the best Digitama we've seen, and that's pretty cool. But come on, I want to talk about Gammamon. So what we've got here, and again, Gammamon's like just been revealed, and this is the fourth card we've seen. It's getting a bit silly, and Gammamon finds its way onto the BT8 booster pack artwork. I think it's fair to say Bandai are giving that dude a little bit of a push. But what we've got here is free cost to play normally, 0 cost to digivolve, 2,000 power, all of which is absolutely standard. Honestly, for a level 3 Digimon with a decent skill, this is about right. And it is one of those Digimon that used to be rare but is now becoming more and more common, where you have both an inheritable and a non-inheritable skill. So on your turn, once per turn, when you play a red tamer, draw a card. And that's redonk, ladies and gentlemen. Like, absolutely redonk. We've just seen draw power in terms of the Digitama, and now every time I play a red tamer with this out, I draw a card. Yes, it's once per turn, but if I've got 4 Gammamon out and I play a tamer, I draw 4 cards. And we're talking about 0 cost to digivolve, free cost to play normally. These aren't super expensive Digimon. If I'm playing some kind of Gammamon Rookie Rush-esque deck, which I'm going to be honest is sounding more and more appealing by the day, I can play a tamer, and now all of a sudden I play a tamer and draw 4 cards. And okay, fine, it's got to be a red tamer, but the fact of the matter is, we've got cheap red tamers. They're not all 4 cost. You know, I can play the Taika Mia from the starter deck, which as it stands at the moment is the only 2 cost red tamer, and it gives me an extra 1,000 power, which incidentally combos with that skill we saw where you need to have 6,000 power to draw a card with the Digitama. And I pay 2 memory to play that, or I play it for free when it comes out as a security card, and I draw 4 cards. I cannot be the only one that thinks this sounds really, really good. I'm kind of in on this one, if I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I am kind of in on this one. It's then got an inheritable skill whereby if this Digimon has 6,000 power or more, you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less when you are attacking. So again, we've got that 6,000 power, but we've got ways to boost it. I just showed you a Tamer card. It's Red, right? Red have got a billion different ways to boost power. It's really not a big deal. So I like this very, very much indeed. This seems extremely cool. The inheritable skill is fine. I mean, you're deleting a 3,000 power Digimon, which honestly means that a lot of the time there's not going to be one, or you're definitely not going to be deleting your opponent's most impressive or important Digimon. But just the fact that you get to delete something, you get to take something off the board, this is a really nice, handy bonus, and I am in for it, ladies and gentlemen. I am in for it. Although I still think one of the best ways to use Gammamon is just have it out, play some Tamers, draw some cards. It is awesome, and I love it. And if we want to continue the evolution line just for a moment, and let's be clear, I do, we've also got Beetle Gammamon. Now, obviously, we end up with a level 4 here. We're going up the evolution line. That's kind of how it works. And we got a 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 6,000 power. Now, firstly, the 5 cost to play normally is on the higher end for a level 4, but the 2 cost to Digivolve is fine. The 6,000 power, however, I mean, look, on the one hand, this is slightly higher than normal, and that's lovely. On the other hand, yeah, it's 6,000 power. And we've just said that 6,000 power is very good, because 6,000 power is what it's going to take to activate these skills I keep telling you about. So this is kind of cool. And incidentally, we do also have a nice skill there as well. It's not just 6,000 power, because we've also, when you Digivolve, you've got Advance. Shout out to DigimonCard.dev for the translations. Also, the lovely Entan Gaming. Those dudes are awesome. So Advance here basically says that when you Digivolve, you get to attack, even if the act of Digivolving should put the turn over to your opponent. If it moves the memory gauge over to your opponent's side, you still get to pull off an attack. And bearing in mind, if you pull off an attack and you're Digivolved from Gammamon, you get to delete a Digimon. If you're Digivolved from Gammamon here, you get to draw a card. So it's not just that you get an attack off, although getting an attack off is great. It's also that you get the benefit of all of those extra skills, and I'm not sure that we're not going to see more of these. I don't love this like I like Gammamon or Gammamon, that I do think are great cards with a really cool draw engine, but I absolutely do think that there is reasons to like this quite a bit. And given that we've looked at the level 2, the level 3, the level 4 all in the same Digivolution line, feels like it might be appropriate to finish off looking at the Red Tamer, who is, taming these Digimon. It is a Manakawa hero, who we did see there was a promo card of yesterday, although to be clear, this is a different card. We've got a 4 cost to play. Yeah, it's on the expensive side. But on your turn, if your memory is at 2 or less to begin your turn, you put it back to 3, which it's honestly a pretty standard skill that we've seen on a bunch of Tamers up till now. That doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it hideously exciting, just means it's a fairly standard skill that we've seen a bunch of times before. It's not a reason to play the card, but it is a handy bonus. But on your turn, when your Digimon has Gammamon in its name, or when your level 5 or higher Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer and give one of your Digimon an extra 2,000 power for the turn. It's another way to get a little bit of extra power. And the fact of the matter is, I showed you the Tamer that lets you draw a card if you've got 6,000 power. And I showed you the Gammamon that when you are attacking, if you've got 6,000 power or more, you delete an opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. So one of the things we really need to do here is we need to boost up our power. And this is a really, really, really good way of doing so, which is fantastic. It's an extra 2,000 power, but that's a lot of the time all it's really going to take. and I'm in on it. I don't think it's a stunning tamer, let's be perfectly clear. I think it's fine. I like the little bit of memory boost you get, but it's not exactly a game-breaking thing. And I like the little power boost you get as well. These are cool things. I don't think either of them are game-breaking. Getting your memory up to 3 is a fairly standard tamer thing. Giving yourself an extra 2,000 power is fine. It's not stunning. But especially if you want a 6,000 power Digimon to activate the skills, it seems to fit pretty gosh darn nicely. But with the draw engine we've got in Gammamon and Gammamon here, I think there are absolutely reasons to get pretty gosh darn excited. That's what I think, at least. I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.